Okay, you guys, woo, all right. So I want to give you a quick rundown of my first day at the Vault, the second edition. So today was, it was really awesome. It was a lot of information. So our schedule went from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And we had 2 breaks in between, which was an hour and a half to go and get something to eat if that was our thing. So, I hope this light is okay, by the way. Interesting. All right, let's just keep that up and see how this goes. So it was a lot. It was kind of a lot, but in a good way. It was a positive a lot. So I began my morning, and one of the first things that struck me, the author of Moneyball came in. It's actually a movie portrayed by Brad Pitt, but you guys know I don't really watch the movies. I don't pay attention to Hollywood. Funny, I'm in Hollywood right now, Florida, not California. And so it was really interesting because one of the things that a lot of businesses need is statistics. So I learned a lot about that and how to really leverage businesses. So on my Instagram, I have information for you guys if, just a lot of books. I always recommend watching YouTube because this is the world's freest university, which is how I was able to keep up when a lot of people were asking a lot of questions. I felt like, oh wow, I know the answer because, like I was sharing with you all, I watch a lot of YouTube, whether it's Graduate School of Business, through Columbia Graduate School of Business, Stanford Graduate School of Business. So I'll leave that there. So it was really a lot. We worked through almost like 100 and something pages of knowing ourselves. That was the first part. And I don't come in there feeling like I know everything. I really don't. I come in thinking, okay, wow, like I did just write a book on how can we get to know ourselves. That is so important. But what else can I learn about myself? Because this is so important. And so I'm always thinking about the next moves. I have maybe the next 10, right, already played. And so I talk about this a lot, but I put it in different words. I put it as like finishing a project and then not knowing what to do next and sitting in that space of creativity. And here Patrick Bet-David was talking about really leveraging a lot of the things that we end up thinking of, and he calls it the next like 11 to 15 chess moves. And so this is a great way to move forward. We talked a lot also about, how to pivot because during the pandemic, we were looking at tons of case studies. There were a lot of CEOs and founders that were used as case studies. Now, a lot of times I've been to some of these, it's actually a giant mastermind. So Pat does like a monthly session, and all we do is logic. We take problems and we dissect them. So we got all these formulas, these incredible formulas for really zoning in, for thinking about how to up level, to how to really process problems. And the really interesting thing about Billy, let me get his name so I can, this is just like so much leaks and opportunities. So people who have really helped to share something, and then it's like a 10,000 idea, 100,000 idea, and $1 million idea. These are great leaks, great opportunities. And how the rich get richer and some of the strategies that we talk about. This was so powerful, really. And always talking about constantly reinventing ourselves and learning new skills, and which skills we need is kind of completely up to us. So I'm going to keep this kind of as much kind of debriefing as I can because I have so much homework. Like Pat gave us a lot of homework to do. This was really a lot. We had a lot of, also, we had a venture capitalist come talking about private equity and how to sell businesses or whatever it is that you're looking for, maybe even partnering with a business. So a lot of venture capitalists, shout out to Vidno Koslaw. I still like that guy. I mean, he's still great, and he sounds kind of like Pat. Just entrepreneurs in general. So always thinking like a chess mind, making sure we have knowing ourselves is the first key. Because once we understand ourselves, then everything else kind of is a lot easier to understand. Um, Coming up after that, understanding what suits us best and understanding the offices inside of a business infrastructure. So yes, and understanding their plateaus. I genuinely can say in my own personal situation, some of the things that I have been dealing with within my business, I really needed to come here. I'm not talking about the creative aspect and the things that I've put out for you guys to see on my YouTube channel. I'm talking about some of the personal things that I'm going through in my business, the challenges and stuff like that that I'm facing. And I have something else also I'm doing that I'm not quite ready to announce yet because those are still being worked on. But it's really powerful, the understanding, are we entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs? Entrepreneurs are people who work within a team. They carry the business as if they are the entrepreneur, except they don't actually have to deal with raising the capital, and they don't have to deal with that aspect of it, but both treat a business like their own company. So it could be like an insurance agent and somebody who is treating the business as if they are their own business, and an entrepreneur who, everything rides on us and we have to carry all of everything, raising capital, making sure all sales are done, making sure all systems are done like this. So sales, CEOs, founders, entrepreneurs, support team, solopreneurs, influencers, we talked about it all. This was so much work. Levels of capacity, exactly how it is that we want to make money. And there's so many, it's just kind of like, this is, I wish I had gotten here and had a